Let's talk about FEGLI, if we can, for just a few minutes. Optimizing the use of your FEGLI. This is your Federal Employee Group Life Insurance Policy. And most oftentimes, you know, we come into the federal government and sign up for, you know, the max of everything, and then we don't reevaluate our you know, our elections that we made. So I want to point some things out to you on your pay stub so that you can evaluate, is this what I need in the form of life insurance? So before I look at our pay stub, I want to talk to you about the 4 areas of FEGLI. So you've got your FEGLI basic coverage, you've got option A, option B, and option C. So this is potential life insurance for you and your family through the federal government. And if we look at the pay stub here again, under the deduction section, we have a line item that says FEGLI regular, $22.95 per pay period. This is just for the basic coverage, the basic death benefit. And the way that's calculated is it's your salary rounded to the nearest thousand plus 2,000. So that's how you calculate your death benefit. And then on your pay stub, you see the cost per pay period. Next, you could have, remember those options I told you about, options A, B, and C, which is insurance for you and your family. But the FEGLI optional coverage is a second line item here. This is typical FEGLI, and the options are typically 2 line items on the pay stub. But the optional here you see is roughly $37.75. Here again, I don't know what their death benefit total would be, but you need to be able to identify the deductions that you have. So the cost for FEGLI while you're employed, the basic cost, which is on the right-hand side of my screen, the FEGLI regular, is the cost is based on your salary. So if your salary goes up, the cost of your basic will go up. The options, on the other hand, increase by the multiples you choose, and then they also can increase every 5 years that you have a birthday. So let's look at a quick example of what that would look like. In this example, you know, we're working, salary is $97,000. We've got basic and B times 5. Between the ages of 50 and 54, my basic coverage is $15. My options are $53.90. So I'm paying about $68.90 a pay period for, that's roughly $600,000 in coverage, if I just did it right quick off my top of my head. But let's say that you have a birthday, okay? I mentioned to you that the option B, the cost for option B increases every 5 years that you have a birthday. To keep the math easy, we're going to assume that there's no salary increase for this poor guy. So between age 50, or excuse me, at age 55, the basic remains the same. The cost of the options has increased. Therefore, I'm paying a total of 64% more between ages 54 and 55 simply because I had a birthday. Okay? Now, let's say that we have another birthday. Okay? We make it from age 55 to age 60. Here again, just to show you the math of option B, we're going to assume no salary increase, and so my basic is the same. My options have now increased, and therefore my total cost between age 55 or 59, if you will, to age 60 is about 104%. So be aware of how your FEGLI is structured while you're working. The structure is different into retirement. We're not going to go into that right now because we're focusing on your pay stub, but I want to encourage you to get your pay stub out. Look for those FEGLI deductions. Like I said, it's usually under the deduction section, but look for that, highlight it, know what you're paying. There's so much information on these pay stubs. It's really important that we pull them out every so often and just review, make sure that we have elections that are accurate for our current season of life. Okay, so there's some private insurance considerations. If you were to look at your pay stub and just say, oh my goodness, Abby, I had no idea that I was paying that much. You know, can I get some private insurance? Possibly. Just some things to consider. they're going to do a pyramid. There's certain health concerns, blood pressure, blood sugar, that they'll test, and they have guidelines, the private insurance companies do, that, you know, mandate how much to charge you for those premiums. There are some cancer considerations. If you previously had cancer, they're going to ask you questions. What kind of treatments did you have? How many years have you been in remission? And based on that information, I have seen individuals with a cancer history who are able to obtain life insurance later on because of the treatments that they had in the years that they've been in remission. So definitely check into that. And then height and weight considerations as well. They will take that into account when quoting you a life insurance premium. So just keep those in the back of your mind if you plan to go out and shop around. You don't have to do that with FEGLI, but if you go into the private sector, you will have to do that. Okay? All right, so excuse me. Next, I want to talk about what should your life insurance do for you. You know, number one, you want it to be there for you when you die, when you pass away. You want to invest your money in a reputable company that is going to be there for you and your family in the event that you were to pass away. The second thing that you want it to do is maximize your pension. I know we didn't get to talk about survivor benefits today, but that's an election you're going to have to make in retirement. And you want to make sure that you're leaving your loved ones in a decent standard of living. Sometimes, you know, it makes sense to get survivor benefits, but then sometimes it makes sense to do a combination of survivor benefits and life insurance to maximize your bring home pay while you're living. And then number three, life insurance can be a potential tax-free asset. So life insurance premiums are paid for with with after-tax dollars, which means that the death benefits are paid out tax-free, or they can be. So it could be a potential tax-free asset. And then number four is there's a potential for long-term care benefits. These are often, they come in the form of chronic illness or critical illness riders. They allow you to draw on the death benefit of a life insurance policy while you're still living if you need it, if you're chronically ill. So that's something interesting to know about life insurance. Be sure that you check with your agent on that. And then, of course, asset protection. Typically, there is asset protection surrounding life insurance policies and the proceeds that are paid out from a life insurance policy. Just a few things to consider as you are looking at your current FEGLI options and what you need in the future. Be sure to check on that.